So you want to learn Chinese? If I was going to do it again, this is what I wish I would have known when I first started learning Chinese. So the first thing that you really need to do is need to work out, why do you want to learn Chinese? What is your motivation for learning Chinese? Because for some people it could be that you want to travel to China, it could be that you want to study in China, you want to work in China, or it could be maybe you're in love with someone from China or their family is Chinese, so you want to speak Chinese. So it's really important to have that motivation and to understand likely why you want to learn it, and just keep reminding yourself. Then the second thing is you just want to have fun when you're learning. So just try and find fun ways to do it. You now have that experience of when you're having fun, just time goes so fast. The most important thing is just to try and find a way to enjoy it. It doesn't really matter how you learn, but if you find it fun, then you're just going to keep doing it. You might like watching movies, so you can just spend a lot of your time learning watching movies. Or it could be that you like to have conversations with Chinese people, so you can just spend a lot of time practicing having these conversations with Chinese people. The most important thing when you're starting Chinese is you need to have a really good teacher. You need to just understand all the basics of Chinese. How does it work? How does the writing system work? How do you speak? What are the tones? How does everything sound? So it's really hard to learn this by yourself. You just need to get a really good teacher and just have a load of hours. Maybe like an intensive course is a lot better, where you can just learn intensively. One-on-one teaching is pretty cool. I'll suggest some resources that you can check out for one-on-one teachers. If you can just find a really good tutor who can just spend 100 or 200 hours just teaching you all the main things, that's like a really good start. It's just going to accelerate your learning. These are some tools that I've found really helpful, and I have another video here which is about the best free apps for learning Chinese, so I'm just going to quickly run through them here. First one would be, you just need to have like the toolkit for learning Chinese, so that would be just Google Pinyin, so you can write it on your computer. You just need to download Pinyin. And then just get a good dictionary like Pleco, which is an awesome dictionary. And then Google Translate, I just use that a lot. There's also a very good Google extension called Zhongwen Chinese characters, where you can just go over the screen and just check what the character is. And I really wish I knew about this when I started learning, because it would have made things so much easier. I would have saved so much time. Such a good extension. Pleco is a great dictionary, and then Anki is the best thing for learning characters just really fast. HSK Online is a great app, and then Peking University has a great HSK course which you can check out. And then just check out YouTube videos, and you can just check out lots of movies on iQIYI and Chinese websites where you can understand them. And there's a few tools you can use where you can show the subtitles in Chinese and English. So this is quite a cool way of learning, is just basically watching a movie. I'll go through more strategies a bit later. First thing you want to do is just have a goal. It's really good to have like a big goal. Okay, what do you want to learn in the future? So you want to be 100% fluent. You want to get HSK 5 because you want to get into a university in China. When you have a really big goal, it's kind of like a little bit scary, or it seems like very far away. So it's really good just to have this big goal, but just break it down into like a daily goal. Of just have one daily goal of learning Chinese. Great daily goal would be maybe study Chinese for 1 hour every day, or learn 30 Chinese new characters every day, or listen to an audio podcast every day, or have one Chinese class every day. Okay, so have one goal like this, and just, it's really important that you just keep doing it every day. If you work really hard for a week and then you just don't do anything for a week, you just start forgetting it and you just start going backwards. And you just have to keep doing it every day, and then as you do it every day, it just grows, and knowledge gets better and better. And because for me, I've had some times before where I've been studying every day, or I've been studying like intensively, and then I would have 1 or 2 months where I didn't study at all, or even maybe a year or 6 months where I didn't study at all, and my Chinese just started going down, and you just losing progress. And it's very like, keep doing it consistently, just keep studying. And it's inevitable that you're going to have some times where you can't study all the time as much. Like, other things might come up, you might have other important things that you want to do, but just try and keep doing it every day is the most important thing. Because it's not that hard, right, to spend 1 hour or 30 minutes every day studying it. But then when you look back over a year, you'll have learned so much from that habit. So when you're learning Chinese, it's like you learn very fast at the beginning, and then you like to, and it's kind of hard to get to the next level. And there's continually having that where you're improving rapidly, and then it just goes flat. even if you're trying to put in lots of effort, you just feel like your language is not getting better. And it's just frustrating when you get to that point. But it just happens a lot, like you hit a wall where it's really hard to improve and get better. And when you hit that wall, that's where most people give up. A lot of people give up before they get to really advanced level. So when you get to that level, you just have to do like one of two things. The one thing is just keep doing what you're doing. You don't feel like you're improving, but actually you are improving. And after a while, you just like break through and you will hit the next level and you will start improving very rapidly. And then the other thing you can do is maybe you need to change how you're learning to learn faster. And you just have to work out, like, are you learning in the best way? Maybe try another strategy and you can learn faster, or try and learn in different ways. Yeah, so you just have to keep trying and doing different things that you find interesting or that keeps you motivated. So how long does it take to learn Chinese? So normally they say it will take about 2,200 hours to learn Chinese, which is about, if you're studying full time, it's about 5 hours a day for 440 days. So realistically it would take about 2 years of your studying part-time to get to a decent level of Chinese if you're really committed. It would take about 2 years, but some people can take a lot longer. Some people can do it a bit faster as well if you have good strategies and you're really committed and you're very focused. It really depends on your strategy. So if I was going to learn it again, what I would do is I would just have a really intensive course for 1 to 3 months. I would just have a really intensive course where I'm not speaking any English, probably just not do anything else. I would just learn Chinese in a 100% Chinese environment, not doing any work, not doing anything else, just learn it intensively. And then what I would do is just focus on the characters. When you understand all the words in Chinese, it's just so easy because you can just read things very easily, and I think it's actually one of the hardest parts, because when you're listening to somebody speak or you're reading something and then you come across words that you don't understand, it's just really frustrating because it's hard to get the meaning. So I think learning the characters should be the backbone of learning, and just having a really good system for learning the vocabulary, because when you learn all of the words, it becomes really easy to do everything else. Yeah, so you want to have a really clear milestone about what you're trying to achieve. For example, some people want to focus on the HSK, so you go focus on like what's the HSK that you want to target, and HSK is quite a good way to target it. But you can also set smaller milestones. For example, I want to have a basic conversation in Chinese, and then I want to read a newspaper in Chinese, and then I want to watch a movie in Chinese and understand it. So you can have these kind of milestones. So yeah, these are my tips for how to learn Chinese. I hope it was a bit helpful. And the most important thing is when I look back on my journey of when I started, and you can't really imagine it, but I wish that I knew that, okay, yeah, I can 100% achieve this fluency in Chinese, and I just want to do it as soon as possible, because when you can speak amazing Chinese, it's just so good and so useful, and the earlier you can do that, the better. So just get learning and achieve that level, and then when you can speak amazing Chinese and you can read everything, then you have a lot more free time and you can do other stuff. So yeah, good luck learning Chinese.